preparation prevents inability. This is why a big part of my book, titled Go One More, is all about forward thinking and backwards planning. I think this is absolutely critical because when you prepare, you give yourself the chance, you increase the likelihood to succeed and achieve. Lack of preparation is just asking to fail. Lack of preparation is setting yourself up for failure. So much of preparation is taking a step back, looking into the future. That's why it's called forward thinking, backwards planning. I learned this in the military, but I believe as simple as the concept is, it's a concept that many people don't implement, and it's been game changing for me. In this moment, I can forward think about what my day today looks like, what my day tomorrow looks like, and what the day after looks like. And then with all that consideration, I start planning backwards of what do I need to do today, tomorrow, and the next day to be set up for success. How do I need to build my schedule? What do I need to move around? What do I need to cancel? What do I need to reschedule and shift? What foods do I need to prepare and when and why? Based off that, do I need to ask for help? Do I need to order more groceries? Do I need to dedicate and commit some time tonight to preparing some of those meals or preparing for a podcast episode based off of moving things around? I am constantly, if you could see into my brain, it is forward thinking, backwards planning. All of the time. Forward thinking, backwards planning. Forward thinking, backwards planning. This third consideration will set us up for the next consideration that I'm going to bring up. Lack of preparation is the result of excuses, not necessarily lack of resources. Preparation prevents inability. Here's an example. Before diving into this example, I think sometimes we think that things are very hard or challenging. And it's because we make them hard or challenging for ourselves because we don't prepare or plan appropriately. We can make our lives and our goals and our accomplishments actually much easier to achieve with a greater understanding and practice of preparation and planning. So earlier this week, we had a group in town that we work very closely with. And we were in that conference room with that team from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It was a full day in the conference room. And based off of my goal that I have for Ironman Arizona, November 16th, I had to forward think and backwards plan for that day. So this is a very simple example of how I forward think and how I prepare to not make excuses. So I knew this meeting was coming up for weeks. So I had time to prepare. And I knew I was going to be in this meeting all day in this one conference room. But I wanted to get my training in. So I front-loaded 2 of my training sessions prior to that meeting. And in order to get 2 training sessions in before that meeting and not mess up the schedule and routine of my family so my wife can work out in the morning, so we can get the kids up, so we can feed them, all of those things, I had to wake up earlier than normal. And waking up earlier than normal had to be done so I could get my training sessions in, not disrupt the routine of my family, and be at the office to kick off that first meeting at 9 a.m. And then throughout that entire work session, I had to stay on top of my nutrition to make sure that I was fueling and recovering from previous training sessions and in preparation for upcoming training sessions in the following days. So during bathroom breaks, I would strategically ask for bathroom breaks at times I knew I needed meals. I had all my meals laid out in my office so I could go right into my office, take a bathroom break, fill up my water, grab a meal, bring it back into the conference room. I hit my macros, I hit my nutrition for that day. And as soon as we got out of that meeting at 4 p.m., I had my bike set up in the gym. I walked out of that meeting, put my cycling shorts on, hopped on the bike, knocked out my bike session, went home. I got it all done because I had things prepared and laid out because I practiced forward thinking and backwards planning. And someone walked up to me during that day, and it was as I was grabbing one of my meals in my office and going back to the conference room to jump back into this meeting. And they stopped me for a brief second and they said, I have no excuses. And that comment there is what triggered or sparked the need for what I believe this podcast can do and help people. They stopped me at that moment and they said, I have no excuses. I know you're in this meeting all day. I know you're in Ironman prep. I see you walking from the bathroom to fill up your water, to grabbing your meal, to going back into the conference room and sitting in a meeting and eating your meals that you prepped and planned for. I have no excuses not to hit my nutrition on any given day. And I have been practicing that for so long that it is now habitual. It is part of my routine because I know it's something that I have to do in order to achieve the things that I say I want to achieve and then honor those commitments. Preparation prevents the inability to make excuses and not accomplish the things that we say we want to accomplish. It allows us, gives us the opportunity to actually honor our commitments. Forward think, backwards plan, prepare and plan. Prepare and plan so you don't give yourself the option to make an excuse. Because what would have happened, what would I have lost if I didn't do all that planning and preparing? Probably a few things. One, I wouldn't have gotten the quantity or quality of training sessions that I wanted that day. Yeah, it's just one day. Yeah, but one day turns into 2 days, and 2 days turns into 3 days, and 3 days turns into 10 days, and that compounds. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. But it's just one day. Yeah, it's one day. It's a day, it's an opportunity for me to be stressed and tested and stay on track. I would have missed out on, like I said, the quantity and quality of training session. I would have fell behind on my nutrition, which would have hurt my recovery and would have affected my fueling for the upcoming days and training sessions. And I would have fell behind, all because I lacked the intentionality of preparing and planning.